Mass surveillance is not about public safety. It is not about terrorism. It is about power. It is about economic espionage. It is about diplomatic manipulation, and it is about social influence.
Just like so long as a whale is worth more dead than alive and a tree is worth more as lumber than as a tree, in this model on technology, social media today, we're worth more when we're addicted, distracted, outraged, polarized, and disinformed, because that means that we have been successfully influenced to use these products and to be successful for advertisers.
And all of this shadow operation will remain hidden because you will not ask questions, because you're so busy being entertained.
Good to see ya. I was just getting bored of my endless calculations. Since you are here, let's take a look into the human race and its great possible futures. Their world is shaped by technology. Advanced technology that already has the potential to define their fate far into the future. But with all their powerful technologies, they haven't learnt using them in the best way for all. And it is therefore that great risks arise for their population. Just so with information technology. Let's have a look at the state of play.
Teams want to try out the new feature. They want to be on the cutting edge of the technology that's coming out.
So on Snapchat, there's like the Snap shows, there's Snapchat streaks.
In the morning, just send the streaks picture. And when I get home from school, send a streaks picture. And now it's like a habit to do when I get on my phone.
When I post things on social media, there's definitely a period where I'm checking who saw it.
How many views you get and what people are liking on my stories and what I should keep posting.
There is a lot of pressure to present a version of yourself that's close to perfect.
I almost never post a picture that hasn't been like touched up in any way on Instagram. I always check it. If it's not getting as many likes as my other pictures, I might delete it.
The 15 seconds between each episode definitely makes you feel like you have this urgent choice you have to make.
Instead of having to wait for an episode to come out every week, Netflix as a whole makes it a lot easier to just consume so much media all at once in a row.
I'm still trying to decide, but it starts playing the next episode. I'm like, oh, it won't hurt. You find yourself like 2 hours later and you're still watching it and you have homework to get done. There's just so much content that's just addicting.
But there's more to it. Let's focus our attention for a moment on the brain.
Social media is fundamentally designed to turn my brain into a certain type of mush and then just leave me feeling shitty about myself, but constantly needing to re-engage with the product.
They can't stop looking at social media.
Their brains have changed.
They become addicted.
And there's something very dangerous about that.
The number one psychiatric disorder among teenagers is anxiety.
Even though social media makes them more anxious, makes them more worried about missing out, they can't stop looking at it.
The prefrontal cortex, this area of the brain that is involved in our cognitive control, our ability to process and direct our attention based on our goals, is the last part of our brain to develop.
This doesn't get completely myelinated until you're in your mid to late 20s.
So kids are getting these tools right when they have the least capability of actually controlling their behavior.
Much talk about the children, while the conditions of the grown-ups may not be so different. So, are there any underlying patterns? What kind of system connects all these symptoms?
We think of these services as free, but they are not free. We're paying for them with our attention. Whether it's makeup companies trying to convince you that you're ugly, or sugar companies trying to convince you that you're hungry, or Russians trying to convince you who to vote for, the interests of advertisers are not our interests.
It's not just that the harms in the social dilemma are true, it's that Facebook knew that they are harming teenage mental health. They know that they drive anorexia and body dysmorphia and body eating disorders in children. They know that it drives political parties in Europe, India, Poland, Taiwan, Spain to go more negative and divisive. So that the key of the whistleblowers' insights is that they know that it's sort of harming society, but they don't change because they still prioritize profits over safety.
But once we do focus on the right things, and our attention may be at a good place, what is there to do about it? This guy's got some ideas.
As concerning as all this is, in some ways I'm glad that we're having this distraction crisis right now, because it's giving us an opportunity to wake up and to see that we can't just allow technology to happen in our lives. We need to make conscious decisions about what role we want technology to play. Because as challenging as these problems seem, more powerful technologies are just around the corner. Virtual reality, more artificial intelligence, 3D printers, drones, gene editing. These are all technologies that if we harness them wisely could be amazing gifts to humanity, could unlock human potential, could allow us to do things we never thought possible before. But if we approach them mindlessly, in the way that I think we've been treating the last 10 years of technological innovation, we run the real risk of consumerizing weapons of mass destruction, of turning these technologies into things that could be extremely detrimental to society and to Earth itself. So we're at this real fork in the road. We need to make a conscious choice about which road we want to go down.
So there seems to be a clear opportunity to make better use of their technology. But they need to be seriously careful at designing and using it. Let's follow along and see how they'll figure this out. And keep in mind, what can we perceive? Where do we want to grow our awareness? And what can be done?